Hey everybody, welcome back to our Let's Play of Dwarf Fortress Cobaltempire. So in our last video was kind of chill, kind of low-key. We didn't do a whole lot in it. We did finish our well, so go us. And we spent a lot of the video actually kind of like worrying over this guy here who has a laundry list of demands for his strange mood. And apparently at the top of the list are bars of metal, which we don't have, but we have access to. So hopefully we've narrowed it down to the copper from the tetrahedrite that we have access to. If not, we're going to have to look around and see what other metals we do have access to. But before we dive into the game today, I did have a comment come to me on YouTube discussing the viability of using Auto Butcher and turning Auto Butcher off specifically. And I'm not going to turn Auto Butcher off, and here's why. If you turn Auto Butcher off, then you are introducing another little bit of micromanagement back into the game, which early on in the game, not as big of a deal, but later on as you go in the game, you want to start trying to shed that micromanagement. You want to get away from it. And you would have to keep track of your animal stock at all times, and you would have to continually be looking at your herd and looking to cull things. The reason that this person suggested turning off Auto Butcher was because butchering young does not yield anything except for a skull. And you know that's a very, very valid point. Very valid point. Skulls by themselves are pretty much useless, and yeah, we'd rather have the hides and the meat from the adults. So it is something that we might be interested in doing, is changing our Auto Butcher settings. So why don't we go into, I'm going to have to set up a capture for this. So I don't have it currently captured in my broadcaster. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at those settings. No? Okay. I thought I might have had a capture, but I don't. Okay, get rid of that. Add screen capture. There we go. Okay. So now you guys can see my df hack command prompt. Now, this is where you do all of your Auto Butcher stuff. So, we'll just kind of turn this into an Auto Butcher, not like a tutorial, but kind of just like a run through. So what Auto Butcher is, if you're not familiar, is Auto Butcher is a utility that comes with DF Hack, which is included in the Lazy Noob pack. And whenever you turn on Auto Butcher, what it does is any animals that are yours, it adds to a thing called a watch list. And the game, or I'm sorry, not the game, but the Auto Butcher itself comes with some settings already in it for like how many of each different kind of animal is allowed. Generally, you know, if we look at it, if we go Auto Butcher list, you can see the races that we have on our Auto Butcher list. Right now we're watching alpacas, cats, chickens, dogs, donkeys, ducks, mules, pigs, reindeer, sheep, turkeys, buffalo, and yaks. And it'll tell you what values are assigned to each race of animal, and if it gets above that number, then it automatically butchers. The way it butchers, though, is it butchers for kids. It butchers the youngest, not the oldest. So therefore, you know, it's going to take the ones that are younger, so the ones that are older can grow into adults, and you can get more out of them. So the default settings for all races are basically 5 female kids, 1 male kid, 5 female adults, and 1 male adult. And that's to just basically encourage propagation, but not like an explosion. So, you know, we could change, like, you know, male kids on some of this stuff. We could bump it up to, say, you know, 3 or 5. We could even turn off butchering on female kids or male kids, you know, by making it just like a huge number. You know, a number that we would never reach The only thing we'd have to be careful of is as our fortress grows, so will our number of different kind of animals that we have, and we certainly don't want to run into a situation where we're getting a lot of FPS lag from the animals themselves. So why don't we, okay, so this isn't, there is a GUI for Auto Butcher, but I'm not sure if it's like updated for the current version of Dwarf Fortress. So we're going to have to do all of this through commands, which isn't really that bad if you know the commands, or if you just have this really convenient web page open that I have open next to me that you guys can't see. So what we're going to do is we are going to so what you type target let me make sure I'm doing this right. It might not actually be target, it might actually be the race. Okay. No. Okay, the R value is the race. All right, so here's what you do. You type in target and then a space, and then your first, what you're going to do here is you're going to just type a number. And the first number that you're going to put in is how many female kids you want to allow of that race of animal. So we'll just start with alpaca. And why don't we just say 5 and 5? 5 male kids is fine, 5 female kids is fine. And, you know, I don't think that we're going to propagate so fast that those are going to be getting butchered. Maybe in the case of dogs, it could happen, and cats, I suppose it could happen as well. But the other races, probably not. So we'll go 5, 5, 5, 1. And then we type alpaca. Well, we might have to go all caps here. What? Oh, I might have to type Auto Butcher. Yeah, I have to type Auto Butcher first. Duh. I bet I don't have to go all caps on that. Target 5, 5, 5, 1. Alpaca. What? Maybe because it's capitalized? Well, that was recognized. Alright, we'll try it one more time. 5, 5, 5. I've done this before, it's just been a long time. Normally I just set Auto Butcher running and I don't even worry about it. I just set it and forget it, you know. Alpaca. There we go. Setting new target count for races, alpaca. Race not found, alpaca. Yeah, we might have to capitalize it, actually. Oh, you particular game. But it does make sense. And there we go. You have to capitalize it. All right, so what else do we got here? Let's go back to our list. And now you can see our new values for alpacas are 5551. I'm not going to change cats, guys. Sorry, it's not going to happen. I am not going to have a cat explosion on my hands. Auto Butcher chickens. 5, 5, 5, 1. Although we're not going to have any new chickens because we don't have nest boxes. So actually, we're not going to mess with chickens because it's just going to take time. Auto Butcher 5551 dog. What? It gave me the... I must have missed something here. Oh, I forgot to type target. Duh. You finicky thing. Alright. So that's dog. What is going on out here? Somebody bringing a bunch of timber to the house next door. I hope that's not too loud. You guys can probably hear it, but hopefully it's not terrible. Auto Butcher, target, mule, 5551. mule. We're not going to do ducks, because same thing with ducks. We don't have a nest box. We might set up some nest boxes at some point in the future, but I'm not sure that it will be to raise more birds. It might be actually just to have eggs, because they produce eggs at a pretty fast rate. Auto butcher. You know, a quicker way to do this would just be to type up and then backspace pig. Up, backspace, reindeer. Up, backspace, sheep. Yeah, that's a lot faster. Water buffalo. Yak. Yak. And now we're done. And what we've done is we've just bumped up the amount of male kids that are allowed to have around. So hopefully more of them will make it to adulthood so they can be slaughtered for their, not only for their skulls, but also for the other more valuable parts of their body that are much more usable. You can also tell Auto Butcher to watch for specific races. You can also tell Auto Butcher to forget specific races. Say we didn't want to butcher any pigs. We could tell it to, you know, we could say Auto Butcher, forget pig. And then it would just wipe pig out of its memory, which is, you know, helpful if you want to ensure the survival of as many of a certain kind of animal as you can. So, oh man, I forgot to start my stopwatch. Well, I'm sure we've put about 6 minutes in there, so. Okay, let's get back to business. All right, business is good. There we go. All right, cross your fingers, guys. Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. What do we got? What'd you make? We're waiting with bated breath. Copper. Wait a second. Why does that copper have task next to it? Why does it have task next to it? You got, I mean, you guys see that. Why has it got task next to it? We did unlock these doors. They're passable. Do you want more copper? Is it not enough? Does it have to go into a stockpile before you can come get it? You'd think that wouldn't be the case, right? Yeah, it's set to take from anywhere. Is there another kind of metal that we found that we haven't mined out? So this looks like more tetrahedrite. Yeah. I'm at a bit of a loss here, actually. So I don't think it can be anything else. Maybe could it be the leather? Because we've got the leather set up. No, we don't have the leather set up that way. Wait, where is the leather? We never made a leather. This is an armor stockpile. I don't think we ever made a leather. Oh, it's right there. Okay. All right. So there's the leather. It can't be the leather. We know we have hides, right? We know we have plenty of wood. I would think. Wouldn't be a problem, right? Maybe we don't. No, we got plenty of wood. It'll give to anywhere. What's the other one? Leather, yeah, we've got it. Bars, metal. Gems, rough colored gems. It could be It could be that there's a gem that he's wanting that we haven't mined out. That's a strong possibility that I didn't really consider it, because I was like, oh, surely not, surely not. All right, well, let's. I'm gonna bring back up the command prompt here, and we're gonna dig V on. So that was resin opal. That's more resin opal. It's got to be something that we have access to. That's the thing. The game is not so arbitrary that it's just going to give you like completely random things. It is something that you have access to. So we're just going to go down through here and see, you know, what gems do we have in walls. Normally this isn't a problem because normally we've already dug out all those gems, but since we had to dig that well, you guys get the picture. Because we had to dig the well, we haven't done a lot of gem mining. So those are new. Green zircon. Grab those. Grabby, grabby. Grabby hands. Yeah, those look new. Different kind. Morian. Dog V. The return of Dog V, now that you guys can see my command prompt again. I need to remember to take that out of... I need to take that out of my capture because, as you guys know, I'm really, really bad about... are these... Yeah, we've already got pyrites. I'm really bad about capturing that over things. So I need to get that gone at some point so that I don't embarrass myself more. Okay, so this is red tourmaline and alexandrite. So yeah, there's quite a few different kinds of gems here. Hopefully we hit it closer to the start. So now we're over here. And hopefully it's not something that's in here. That would be kind of disastrous. Alright. So get back to work. And don't go crazy. Alright, dude? Hang in there. We're gonna get you help. Help is on the way, or something. Alright. Tables are done. We don't want to distract our miners because at this point we need them to be getting those gems out. He took off. So he grabbed something. He wanted rough resin opals. So he did want something very, very close to the top. Now he's flitting around. Let's make sure he grabs everything else he needs. It looked like he... No, that's not him. Those other people. Okay, he started his construction. Hallelujah. Right? Damp stone located, huh? Where? Oh, duh. Yeah, okay. We can't dig up any further there because if we do, we're going to flood the fortress. We're going to flood the damn fortress. Alright, so we'll put our cursor here, go back down, and then let's remove designation from here over. And from here over. And I think the rest of it should be okay. Let's just make sure. No. So that's not okay. Let's just go ahead and just lop off this whole back part for the sake of symmetry, and then what we'll do is we'll like wall this in. Easy enough. Alright, we need to get some bedrooms cooking, I think. We have... How many dwarves do we have currently? Population 51. Beds. Where are my beds? Ah. Beds, 32. We have 32 beds right now, so we're definitely running a little shy here. They're all taken. Yeah. So we're about to have some pissed off dwarfs if we don't get some bedrooms made. So let's just go ahead and get this whole wall section over here done up, right? All right, let's do a little bit of macro recording if I can remember how. So I think it's Control R to start recording a macro, right? Yeah, you can see it's flashing recording in the upper left-hand corner. And then what you do is you just do what you want it to do. And then you want to move it back over to where you want the next one to start. And then you're done. You just hit Control R again. And then I think you hit Alt R to play. Or is it Shift R? Shit, I can't remember. There we go, Control P. Sorry, Control P. And you can see, boom. Now all I have to do is hold down Control and hit P. And that's how you make macros. Which is, it's actually really, really helpful whenever you're making bedrooms, especially like a massive amount of bedrooms. So that you're not constantly like, oh my god, you know. He has begun a mysterious construction. Yes. Wait. Him? Namashner. What are you gonna make, bud? Hope it's something nice. Don't tell the elves all the fish are gone. Alright, so here is our trade caravan. Sweet. Sweet. Alright, let's go ahead and beckon our trader. And let's move some goods. Finished goods. Wow. Look at all that. Look at all that beautiful, beautiful stuff we have. Large cut gems. Alright, what about small cut gems? Do we have any small cut gems? Really? Really? We don't have any? We have large cut gems. Large Morian. That's very strange. Well, it kind of makes sense. We haven't done a whole lot of gem cutting. Really, it does kind of make sense. So what we're gonna do with the traders here is we're just gonna get our normal stuff, and then whenever hopefully they have some seeds for us of some other kind of plants, and we can get some other farm plots set up, which would be really nice. Id Gubelgoden. I'm your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. I'd love to. The world is the same as ever. What requests do you have of our merchants? So now we can make requests from them, you know, of things that we would like for them to bring on the next caravan. So what do we want them to bring? I don't think we want anything there. We want to go ahead and tell them, probably don't need plump helmet spawn, but let's go ahead and set a high priority on the rest of the seeds again. I'm willing to overpay to get these seeds. To get a good amount of seeds. We're good on anvils. We could tell them to bring... I wish I could look at... Oh, you stockpile. Nice. Can I look at my animals from the stockpile? I don't think I can look at my stockpile. That's kind of a shame. I was wanting to get a mated pair of yaks. That was another suggestion that came in from YouTube. So I always try to give you guys, you know, if you give me a nice suggestion, I always try to like take it into account. I think, let me just pull up YouTube real quick. I think it was a bull. I think it was a bull. But let me check. Where did we talk about that? Maybe right here. I can't find it. I know I discussed it. I know we discussed it. Oh, okay. There it is. Oh, it's closer to the top than what I thought. Reindeer. It was reindeer. We need a reindeer bull. We need a reindeer bull. So let's see if they have a reindeer bull. You guys have a reindeer bull? Yes! High priority. Bring me that bull. I need to fix my reindeer cow up on a date with the bull. We don't need drinks or cheeses or powders or extracts. Nah. None of that. What can you get me here? What can you get me here? Still no fuel, huh? Sad day. Sad day. Sad day. You know, no lignite even, you know? No lignite? Damn. Alright, well, you know, I think that's just going to be the way it is. We can, however, ask them for Coke. Anything else? I'm tempted to tell them to bring a bunch of steel. I am. To make steel weapons, because steel is just awesome. And we're not going to be able to make it. But it would be really cool to have. Let's do it. Bring me some steel. I crave to work in some steel. I think that'll be good. And now they'll show us what, what their price is going to be on it. So just for instance, on the steel, it's going to cost us 211% of normal price, which means it's going to be very expensive. All right, and they will be purchasing spears, short swords, plants, cheese, powder, amulets, figurines, armor, quivers, goblets, ammunition, and crowns. So goblets, you're speaking my language. Farewell, Nerdstalgic Moralast. I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. Alright. I think we're gonna finish off this episode with I wanna take a look at Dwarf Therapists and see how our named dwarves are doing. I think that sounds like something pretty interesting to do. So let's take a look at our named dwarves and see what's going on in their little lives. So first we have Diffio. Within the last week, he felt pleasure seeing a fine table 5 times. Pleasure seeing a fine seat. Pride seeing their own fine bed. And pleasure seeing a fine door. Within the last season, he felt bliss after sleeping in a very good bedroom. Satisfied at work. Satisfied after producing a masterwork. Contentment after eating a pretty decent meal. Not great, just pretty decent. But that'll change probably after this caravan. We'll start making those lavish meals. Bliss, dining in a legendary dining room. You know, how it's legendary, I don't know. It's probably legendary because of the mason's quality that he's putting into the tables and the chairs. Because we haven't even smoothed it. We haven't engraved it. Bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom and annoyed when caught in the rain. He is a legendary +5 stonecrafter. So he's balling now. And we've already read the mood. Dreams of mastering a skill, and this dream was realized. Very good, very good. Okay, now let's check out Mac. Within the last week, he felt satisfied at work and bliss in dining in a legendary dining room. Within the last season, he felt bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom, interest in seeing their own fine bed, interest seeing a fine door, interest seeing a fine table, and annoyed when caught in the rain. He is a grandmaster miner. Very good. Okay, then we have a Mr. Nerdstalgic. Within the last week, she felt, or sorry, Miss Nerdstalgic. She felt bliss dining in a legendary dining room. Within the last season, she felt bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom, annoyed when caught in the rain, pleasure seeing a fine door, pleasure seeing their own fine bed, pleasure seeing a fine seat, satisfied at work, pleasure seeing a fine trade depot, okay, pleasure seeing a fine table, and pleasure seeing a very fine trap. Oh, that trap, it is good. Talented appraiser, novice judge of intent. So apparently Nerdstalgic hasn't really been doing a whole lot of anything aside from trading and hauling, I guess. Okay. Rangdor. Satisfied at work. Pleasure seeing a very fine trap. Okay, so we have another admirer of traps here. Bliss dining in a legendary dining room. That just cracks me up. The everything else makes complete and total sense, but like picturing a dwarf walking past like a trap and going, damn, that's a nice trap. Within the last season, he felt pleasure seeing a fine door, pleasure seeing their own fine bed, pleasure seeing a fine seat, pleasure seeing a fine table, bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom, annoyed when caught in the rain, and pleasure seeing a fine trade depot. Expert stonecrafter, expert brewer, adept miner. And Tenister. Within the last week, he felt bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom, annoyed when caught in the rain, and satisfied at work. Within the last season, he felt pleasure seeing a fine door, pleasure seeing their own fine table, pleasure seeing a fine table, and pleasure seeing a fine seat. Master record keeper, professional grower, talented carpenter, competent miner, novice herbalist but rusty, and a novice organizer. Then we have Yuri. In the last season, she felt satisfied at work, pleasure seeing a fine door, bliss after sleeping in a very good bedroom, bliss dining in a legendary dining room, pleasure seeing a fine trade depot, annoyed when caught in the rain, and bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom. Legendary +3 miner, good going. And proficient weaponsmith but rusty, hopefully we'll be solving that problem soon. Dreams of mastering a skill, and this dream was realized. Then we have Tragan. Tragan, the militia commander. Within the last week, he felt grouchiness when caught in the rain. Within the last season, he felt bliss dining in a legendary dining room, bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom, pleasure seeing a fine door, pleasure seeing their own fine bed, pleasure seeing a fine table, pleasure seeing a fine seat, satisfied at work, pleasure seeing a very fine trap. Adept brewer, competent teacher, novice in discipline, shield user, dodger, flatterer, persuader, fighter. And then last, I think, but certainly not least, is Kishi. Within the last week, he felt grouchiness when caught in the rain, and pleasure seeing a fine door. Within the last season, he felt pleasure at seeing a fine table, pleasure seeing a fine seat, pleasure seeing their own fine bed, bliss after sleeping in a good bedroom, bliss dining in a legendary dining room, satisfied at work, and pleasure seeing a very fine trap. Talented weaponsmith, skilled fisher dwarf. So you're in your free time, you fish, but you know, your real job is to be a weaponsmith. And you're also pretty damn good at being social. So good. Dreams of mastering a skill. We'll see if we can make that happen. Alright, well, thank you guys for joining me. In our next video, we're going to do the trade here. We'll queue up some other jobs, and hopefully we can get those bedrooms done so that we can accommodate the dwarves who don't have beds and accommodate our next migrant wave. Pretty soon we're going to have a noble on our hands, I'm thinking. So, again, I do appreciate you guys. Any ideas or comments, anything at all, feel free to post it under this video. I'll see you in the next next video. Until then, game on.